Hey guys, index card today, day 4, moving right along. So I'm starting out on another Joggles watercolor index card. I have my Distress ink in Wild Honey and my Adirondack color wash in Cranberry. So my friend Joni sent me this stamp set. It's got all these delightful textures on it. So I'm going to use this like little spotty kind of texture and stamp with my Wild Honey Distress ink. And then I'm going to take this Finnabair stamp. It's Paint Crackle, I think it's called, and stamp with that as well. And then I'm going to take my color wash and put a little out on some acetate. And then I'm going to try to do some stamping with this like kind of like paint swatch kind of thing. But the stamp is brand new, so the ink wasn't sticking to it. So I got out the Finnabair like mesh kind of stamp, which you can stamp with ink, but I think that stamp was just too slick and too new. The ink didn't have anything to stick to, so it didn't work. So then I'm just going to take a little water and activate some of that color, spray it around with my bottle. Some of that Wild Honey gets activated and moved around in there as well. And then I'm going to take the Wild Honey Distress Stain version and add a little bit more of that color, add splatters. And then I thought, what would Distress Oxide look like on top of regular inks? So I got out the Worn Lipstick Oxide and just added splatters with that, and it really didn't impress me much. So I have this stamp by Finnabair. It's like a paintbrush, and it says Create Magic. So I'm just stamping the Create Magic portion over and over. And then this is Messy Text by Finnabair. And then this is like a little corner piece by Tim Holtz. And I'm just going to stamp that in the corners. And then I'm going to take my ink pad and just go around the whole thing with black ink. And then I'm going to do a little embossing with that same like dotted spotty stamp we used in the beginning. I'm just going to stamp with some sticky ink. And then I have this is called Antiqued Gold by Stamp Pendis. No, Antiqued Pink by Stamp Pendis. It's white with gold spots and some pink spots. And then I have this clock embellishment that I also used the same embossing powder on, but I decided it was like too much, it was getting lost too much against my background, so I don't end up using it. So I'm just going to fill in some spots. So I ran the whole card around my sewing machine, and I'm going to work on my focal cluster. I have some gold thread here, because I think that looks really nice against the Wild Honey, and this clock die cut. And I was trying to add some of my vintage UK bus tickets because I love them so much, and I have so many. I mean, it's so many. It's so I'm trying to use them. But I didn't like the way that looked. And then, so I'm just gonna, what I like to do with die cuts is I like to cut a whole bunch of them and then stack them on top of each other so it makes a more thicker embellishment. So this is cut out of the Joggles black cardstock, which is deliciously thick to begin with. So I just cut it out twice and stacked one on top of the other. And then I just glued them together, and I'm going to glue it down. And then I'm going to cut my chipboard word phrase thing here in pieces so it fits a little better on my card. This is a Tim Holtz chipboard phrase. I'm going to add some of that Distress Oxide in Worn Lipstick so that it matches a little bit better with the card. I'm just going to use my finger, and then I'm also going to add a little bit of this stain as well, just little dots with my finger. And then I'm going to use my multimedia mat to glue down my chipboard pieces. So the whole reason I got the multimedia mat is because I hate when you add glue and it oozes out the sides. That freaking irritates my life. So I heard Tim Holtz say that this stuff dries back. Like if it oozes out, it'll dry back. So I'm fact checking you, Timmy. We're going to see if it does, because it oozed out of that bottom piece. So I'm going to check on you, Timmy. So I don't know. We'll see. I didn't look at it since then, but it dried. So we'll see how it looks. I'm sure he's telling the truth because he's Tim Holtz. So yeah. So for a finishing touch, I thought I was going to add something else, maybe a stamp or something else, but I couldn't decide. Nothing was really striking my fancy. So I'm just going to add some of these sparkling clear droplets I'm just going to stick those down with my multimedia mat, and that's it for my card today. This one is for sale in my Etsy shop. All the other ones were for sale. I only have the first day left, the B card. The other one sold. So this one linked down below for that. And also, if you want to take some of those bus tickets off my hands, they're in my Etsy shop too. I have so many of those. So thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys.